Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
The podcast.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, welcome to episode 126 of the Best Bits podcast. And this is Mark Denholm from Atom Radio Breakfast on Monday to Friday, 6 until 10 on the usual places, atomradio.co.uk. Tune in, online radio box, streamer, smart speaker and iTunes radio. And if you can't make it live, well, we chuck together the best bits every week and it turns into a podcast, which hopefully you will enjoy for the next few moments anyway. On the way this week, a question about face coverings following the most ridiculous attempt at a face covering I've ever seen. You know, Facebook chucks out people that you may know, who in my case, I invariably never have a clue who they are. Well, do you fancy getting married from that? And also, what time of the day suits you best? Those are just some of the bits you've got in this week's Best Bits on the Atom Radio podcast. Settle back and enjoy it, and when you've finished, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
It's Monday morning. I want to talk to you about something which I happened to witness yesterday. I had to go to my local Asda yesterday and get a few bits and pieces, and obviously as part of the restrictions, it's essential that you wear a face covering when inside shops. So I took mine from my pocket, popped it on as I went into the shop, and there you go. And I was just about to finish my shopping. I thought, I'll just dap back. I've forgotten something. And as I went down the aisle, I saw an elderly gentleman, shall we say, coming towards me, and his face covering stood out from the crowd. What was he wearing, you may ask? A sparkly green party hat covering his nose and mouth, and the elastic that would normally go under chin while the hat sits on top of your head was round the back of his head, and this was his attempt at a face covering. Now, the initial temptation, I've got to say, was, you've got to get a photo of this guy, you really have. But then I thought, he's actually looking right at me because he's clocked the fact I'm looking right at him. I can't just take a photo, can I? It's not like I can say, excuse me, can I have a selfie with your face covering? So anyway, I had a little chuckle to myself and I went and paid and I went home. And I thought, we've got to talk about that tomorrow on the radio. So here now is what was tomorrow yesterday. And I'm asking you on air at atomradio.co.uk, what is the most ridiculous thing either that you've seen worn as a face covering, or either the most ridiculous way you've seen a face covering worn? So let's do this morning on day 70 of the restrictions, talking about face coverings, following this guy in his silly party hat. What is the most ridiculous way you have seen a face covering worn, or the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen worn as a face covering? Hit up my inbox on air at atomradio.co.uk.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
This morning talking about face coverings. Craig says, I work in a shop and I asked someone to put on a face covering, as it is the law. They pulled out and put on a balaclava. I wasn't sure if they were going to rob me or whether they were just complying with the law in their own way.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Talking about something which I saw yesterday whilst I was at Asda grabbing a few bits and pieces. I'll get to that in a moment. There is something else that I saw as well as I was leaving. Now, I had parked towards the back of the car park because I can't be bothered jostling for a space. I'd rather just park at the back and then walk forward. Fine, can't be bothered with the jostling at the front. So I'd parked at the back and I was leaving, so I've reversed out of the space, and the 3 spaces, one next to me and the 2 in front of me, are empty. So I've reversed out, and then from the front of me in pulls a Mercedes, black matte Mercedes. I don't get that, why you'd ever want your car matte. I just don't get that. But in it pulls and parks right in the middle of the 4 spaces. Now, granted, it was at the back and there was no massive demand for spaces, but I just thought, what an idiot. Genuinely, what an idiot for A, having a matte car, and B, for not being able to park. But there you go.
Mark Denholm.
Atom Radio.
Atom Radio, good morning. Mark Denholm at breakfast on a Tuesday morning. A couple plan to get married through a Facebook suggestion even. The couple, Jo, saw Matthew pop up in her People You May Know section. They had friends in common but had never met, so she was a little bit embarrassed. Then when she added him by mistake, they fell in love. They're going to get married, which I think is quite strange. That People You May Know, I sit and I often wonder, how on earth does Facebook calculate these people I may know? Some of them I have no friends in common with, and I have no idea who they are. How?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
So I mentioned earlier, 97 days to go until we get to the remainder of the restrictions in place at the time being removed, and 13 days to go until we get to rule of 6. Somebody asked me yesterday when I was talking about rule of six, who's going to be your 6? And all of a sudden I got to thinking, I don't know. And the other thing as well with this is there are a lot of people that you've probably been avoiding over the last few months, shall we say. And it's been easy because coronavirus, you've not been allowed to meet. Then what if they say to you, let's catch up? And all of a sudden you're thinking, oh no, wait, what can I be doing? I'm sorry. I'm washing my hair Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And again the same the week after. What do you do?
Mark Denholm.
Also in the news, workers sue, or even a worker sues after being called old school for using capitals on Twitter. Do you use capitals at all on Twitter? I know a lot of people actually don't. Text talk kind of has taken over. And if you're young and you've grown up with, say, BlackBerry or iPhone or Android or whatever, you've got a full keyboard there, whether it's a physical one or whether it's a fake keyboard. You've got a full keyboard there and you can type full words. But back in the day when you had your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 and you had your hash and your star, those were your letters. And that's where text talk came about from. But even now with full keyboards, it's still there.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Good Morning Britain has lost 255,000 viewers after Piers Morgan quits. The average audience on Monday, 896,000 compared to Monday's show last week of 1.15 million. That's a big loss, isn't it? I have to say, a massive, massive loss. Not unexpected. Although, if you are one of the 255,000 people now no longer watching Good Morning Britain, you are very welcome on this show. I'll tell you that. If you know somebody who's missing Piers Morgan, I am nothing at all like Piers Morgan, but I am here every morning between 6 and 10.
Mark Denholm.
Do you know what? I was under the misapprehension that the clocks changed this weekend, and I was wrong. It's not this weekend, it's next weekend. There was me thinking for some strange reason, I don't know why, that it was this weekend, and I was all gearing up for it, you know, that lost hour and everything. And all of a sudden, I then find out, having Googled it, that it actually happens next weekend, not this weekend.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Morning, 16 to 7. Mark Denholm at breakfast on Thursday morning on atomradio.co.uk, on TuneIn, online radio box, streamer, smart speaker and iTunes radio. How much would you pay for a bit of jewellery? £1,425 for a necklace. It's a bit of plastic and it basically looks like, if you had a house phone, you'd remember this, like the old telephone cord that used to connect the receiver to the base of the phone. Genuinely looks like that. And this is on sale for £1,425. I'm going to go search eBay for old phones, like up for a couple of quid. Cut the cords off, sell them for necklaces. I won't be here tomorrow, I'll be retired.
Mark Denholm.
Morning and welcome to Friday. This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Loud, proud and standing out from the crowd. Even at 6:12, loud and proud. I just don't come any other way. That's just me. Take it or leave it. It's just me. And it doesn't matter if it's 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, or indeed, I don't know. People say to me, how are you so awake in the morning? And they must say, oh, you've always been a morning person. The truth is, right, I don't mind the mornings and I don't mind the night times. You know, like having DJ'd all my life since the age of 16, I don't mind the night times. The bit for me is the bit in the middle. That's the bit where it all goes a little bit wrong.
atomradio.co.uk.
You know those necklaces I was talking about that are basically phone cords? And you know that I may have said before that I do perhaps keep things that I have absolutely no real need for, but may need them in the future. Why is it then that I can't find any phone cords to cut into necklaces and make an absolute fortune? I just, don't know. That's the downside to having a clear up, isn't it? Because I know that I did used to have an old house phone somewhere, and I thought I'd get at least a couple of necklaces out of that. If they've got small necks, 1,400 quid a necklace, that'll do for 5 minutes work cutting them and sticking them back together. Perfect. But I can't find any. That is the best bits of breakfast this week on Atom Radio. You can do it all with me live Monday to Friday, 6 until 10 on atomradio.co.uk, on TuneIn, online radio box, streamer, smart speaker, and indeed iTunes Radio. And if you can't, do the next best thing. Subscribe to this here podcast and you can have a listen again and get notified when our next one is out next Saturday. Sounds like a deal to me.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Monday to Friday, live 6 until 10 on atomradio.co.uk. The best way to enjoy the show. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning at 6 a.m.
Atom Radio.